Hello to all my fellow public speakers. I'm Mark Sheppy, and this will be the last video that I'll be posting to you guys, and I'll be summing up my experiences in this course and what I learned and what I took away from it. Coming into this class, I didn't really mind public speaking. It's obviously one of those things that I didn't enjoy doing. You know, nobody enjoys standing up in front of a large group of people and delivering a speech, but I think that a lot of people, their number one fear is public speaking, and that's not really the case for me. I think that I'm better at it than a lot of people, at least from the experiences that they shared with me. So I find it a little uncomfortable, but nothing overwhelming. Before this class, like I said in my week 1 video, I stood up at my brother's wedding and gave a speech, and that was probably the largest audience I'd ever had when delivering a speech. I think it was about 250 people. So that would probably be the most experience I had in terms of public speaking before this class. In terms of my communication skills, I feel that most of the time I have good communication skills and I'm able to deliver my point to my audience and communicate with them. But there are those times, those moments when I will get a little tongue-tied and I'll have to stop and take a few seconds and gain my composure and pick up where I left off, and kind of with that. As far as delivery challenges went, in week 1, I would say just not knowing what to expect with the speeches, not knowing how my fellow classmates were going to deliver their speeches was my greatest challenge. In week 2, my challenges were actually choosing a video. I had gone through several videos before I chose the one I wanted to do, and being able to answer the questions that related to that video. In week 3, I didn't seem to have too many problems. I talked about something that I really enjoyed, which was a TV show called Breaking Bad. So I enjoyed giving that presentation. And week 4, it was difficult to get the information on the person that I chose, but also to have my visuals and my slides match up with what I was talking about. I'd say was the greatest challenge. I learned that visuals can be a very powerful tool in giving a presentation. They can be very useful to help get your point across. I would say before, my visuals were almost like a bad PowerPoint. I gave a lot of bullets, and I gave those PowerPoints that nobody enjoys watching, and it loses everyone's attention. And now I think that my speeches and PowerPoints will be more visually stimulating and appealing and able to grab my audience's attention instead of lose it like I did in the past. And I didn't seem to be nervous in any of my presentations or speeches. I was more so trying to concentrate on giving a good delivery. So I was more concentrated on that. My fellow classmates in my audience didn't give me any negative feedback for my video posts, so I don't think I did anything that was too major in terms of messing up. At least I hope not. And I gave my classmates written responses, and I hope that they benefited from them. I really tried to give them constructive criticism and give them information that would help them in the future. So hope they took that to heart. I would practice my speeches a good deal beforehand, and I would spend a lot of time writing them and outlining them. And when I would present, I would obviously sometimes mess up, so I would have to go back and redo it. So I spent a decent amount of time on that. And I didn't seem to have any delivery or technological errors during my presentations. Nothing too bad in that area. The project I liked doing the most, like I had just mentioned, was that week 3 speech. I just really enjoyed the topic I was presenting. And the one that I liked the least was the first speech, the week 1 speech, just because I don't really like talking about myself for some reason. I benefited a great deal from TED this month, and I feel like I learned how to give a speech more efficiently, so more people are interested and drawn in. TED brought up a lot of very useful points that I'm going to keep with me in the future. And what I had learned from Sir Ken Robinson was to be passionate, and it seemed that the topics that he was presenting and delivering, he really felt strongly about. So I think that makes it that much better, and that helps engage the audience when you really have the passion about what you're presenting, and you give off that energy to them, and they take that in. And from Nancy Duarte, I learned the power of story, and how just simply backing up one of your points with a story or an experience really helps get that through to the audience. And from Gar Reynolds, I took away how body movement can really help engage an audience, and how you can use that to your advantage to draw them in. My biggest challenge overall, I'd say, is keeping on task with my outlines and following my outlines, and staying in order. Sometimes when I talk, I kind of stray one way, and just being able to bring myself back to my outline and following it from there, and not getting too far off topic. My greatest strength in terms of presentation, I would say, is relating to my audience and my delivery in terms of that. I feel like my audience knows what to expect, and I feel like I can communicate with them in a way where they can understand me. And I would rate my public speaking presentations this month at about 3.5 or a 4. Obviously, everyone can always do better and work on there, so I want to give myself a 5 or a perfect score, but I do believe that my presentations were above average, so about a 3.5 or a 4. And my feelings about my presentations, I really feel like I learned a lot. I feel that coming into this class, I didn't really know what to expect, and the information that was given to us was very useful, very helpful, and is definitely stuff that I'll keep with me in the future. So thank you for listening. Bye.